What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is the season finale of Love After Lockup. And then next week we start Life After Lockup, but it's the same damn people. So I don't know how this is the season finale. And they need to just go on and just make it one title and just make it season 4, season 5, season 6. But whatever. This is episode 500, 672. I don't know. But let's go ahead and get this party started. We're going to start with the lightweights and work our way up. Let's go on and get Courtney and Josh out the way. Listen, I said from the beginning, Courtney, walk, don't run. I mean, run, don't walk away from this man. This is not the answer. He cost you a career that you really like. Although, to be honest and to be fair, if it was that easy for Josh to infiltrate and get her to give up her career, if it wasn't him, it'd have been somebody else. It's something on Courtney's side, not so much of a catch in Josh. That's my opinion. Anyway, Josh said, I thought about what Courtney said. You know, I'm not loving her enough. I'm not showing her how much I care. I'm not showing her how much I appreciate what she did for me. So let me go ahead and send her on a romantical scavenger hunt. Now, I don't for a minute believe that Josh came up with that damn scavenger hunt by himself. It was way too cute and clever. I don't give him that much credit. However, I guess you could Google anything, or the producers can help you put together anything. Either way, she came home from work. He had the little door posted on the door and little posted hearts telling her, you know, he was giving her little clues. Go to this room and do that, and go to this room and do that, and go to this room and do that. And it was a whole bunch of little, you know, little clues as you go along. So the first clue was go to the room, take a bath and put on this dress. Now, some of y'all told me that y'all felt like what Josh was saying last week about what was wrong and why he wasn't attracted and didn't want to have sex with Courtney is because y'all felt like maybe Courtney had like a little smell, or a little odor. I took it as he just didn't enjoy sex with Courtney, personally. I don't know. But either way, he made sure she took a bath before they proceeded further. So she puts on the dress. Then it was something about where we had our first fight. She talking about something, well, I can't go back to the waiting room down to the prison. Girl. Then it was about his favorite snacks, which are gummies, Sour Patch Kids, something. Anyway, it was cute. It took her on a whole scavenger hunt through the house. Even the dog had one of the notes around his collar. Finally, the final clue was he was outside and they had themselves a nice little outdoor eating situation. I don't use the word picnic. Google it. Anyway, a nice little outdoor eating situation where he told her how much he really does love her. He really does appreciate her. And, you know, he's sorry that things, you know, haven't been the way that, you know, they envisioned, and he does still want to marry her. And then the coup de grace was that he had a jar full of pickles and he had the wedding ring around a pickle. Listen, I'm all for couples having their inside jokes, and I appreciate the fact that everybody's inside joke ain't gonna make sense. Okay? They had a whole pickle thing, and listen, if you like it, I love it. Now, come to find out that he had flushed her other ring at the jail after they had a fight. And he said something about, because I know that ring was very sentimental to her. I got the impression that ring might have been like a family ring, like somehow like an heirloom or something, because of the way he said that it really had sentimental value to her. See, that's why you don't give nobody like that a family heirloom. I ain't never given nobody a ring or a piece of jewelry that belonged to one of my family members. I don't care how much I love you, okay? I'm not giving no. Because I promise you, if you had flushed down the prison toilet a ring that belonged to my daddy, granddaddy, or something to that effect, bruh, I'd have been in jail right beside you, because I'd have whooped your ass. I mean that with everything that's right here. Moving on. At the end of the episode, we got an update. Josh back in jail. I heard, according to Amber, shouts out to according to Amber. Y'all go check out her YouTube channel. Tell her I sent you. Tell her I sent you. But if y'all are interested in getting like real time what's going on with these people and you don't care about the spoilers, she is on it. Like, she drops sometimes 2 or 3 videos a day. They're not real long, and she just lets you know who got arrested, who together, who broke up, who had an affair, who got married, all of that good stuff. But again, Tell her I sent you. Moving on. But she said that Josh got her, that there was a domestic violence situation where he had put his hands on Courtney. But at this point, he is back in jail because he violated parole. So there you go. Next, we're going to talk about Britney and Ray. Again, because it ain't that deep. Okay, Britney finally agrees to invite her daddy over to meet Ray. But she's still on that bull hockey. She's still ain't really being honest with everybody because her daddy shows up and her daddy don't even realize that he there to meet Ray. He don't know Ray in the house, and the sister is with him, and she says, "Daddy, thank you so much for coming. Remember I told you about Ray? Well, he just came by for a visit. He's in the house." Now, I don't know if Daddy didn't catch that she had lied at the beginning, and then by the end went on and told Daddy that they was living together. I don't know if he caught that or not, but I did. Because I was like, so you still lying. You still lying to your daddy. Okay. So she was like, would you be willing to meet him? So Dad was like, I guess he was like, well, hell, I got these cameras in my face and you done already tricked me into coming over. I guess I got to kind of go in and at least say hi to this brother. So he goes in, and I can appreciate that Daddy and sister did not hold their tongue when as it relates to Ray. And basically what they said to Ray was, well, first of all, let me rewind. Britney is trying to dress Ray. Britney, when are you going to figure out that Ray got sense? He just got caught up in some bull stuff, okay? Ray came from a good family. Ray probably went to church every Sunday. Ray does not come from mess, okay? He know how to dress when he going to meet somebody's parents. He know how to act. He knows how to talk. He knows what to say. Now, he don't do a lot of talking. Ray seems like a very quiet person. But I just feel like you need to stop treating him like he's not bright, or stop treating him like he came from the hood. Like, you've seen his house. You see where he grew up. You've met his family. You know that's not his life. He just got caught up in drugs. He got caught up in some bad situations. And we've seen it all the time. You could grow up in a $17 million mansion and be a thug. Like, that don't mean you didn't have all the pedigree. Anyway, let me get back to this. Let me get back. So they meet Ray or whatever, and, you know, Ray is his normal quiet, yes sir, no sir, it's nice to meet you, I'm glad you came by, glad that we had a chance to talk. And Daddy told him point blank, listen, I get it, you made a mistake. I get it that, you know, sometimes we don't all follow the same path. But at this point, you're just going to have to show me something before I can get too vested in anything. You're going to have to just show me. You're going to have to just show me. And he was like, I can respect that. Like, I understand that my words really don't mean a whole lot. Like, I understand that this is just, that this doesn't really, this is not really going to mean anything until we really dig deeper into it. And we're together. He said, but I really want to do right by your daughter. Like, I really do want to do right by her. And, you know, I want to be with her, you know. The sister, you know, she said her piece as well, you know, but I feel like the conversation went about as well as it could go when you get blindsided into a situation you ain't know you were walking into. But I can appreciate that the dad and the sister were both very honest and said, listen, you know, I'm cautiously optimistic. Like, and like her daddy said, like, my daughter was hurt. And I'd be damned if another man put his hands on her like that. It just ain't gonna go down like that again. So I feel like Daddy ain't here to play. And Ray, you better be on your P's and Q's. But I feel like that's pretty much the gist of it. Ray and Britney will be on Life After Lockup. So they didn't really give us a whole lot of closure with them because they're gonna be on next week. Okay. So their story will continue on next week and we will see how that goes. Anisa and Jeff, listen. Okay, Anisa and Jeff. So Anisa goes, you know, she goes out flower shopping with her girlfriend for the wedding. Jeff is in the house and he like, something wrong with Anisa. Something is wrong with Anisa. I don't know what it is, but there's something going on with her. There's something wrong with her. She's been moping around this house and she won't tell me what's going on. And she just not the same fun, happy Anisa that I knew when I was locked up. Oh, the same fun, happy Anisa that you left hanging twice? Her? That same one? So then he was just like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. So she left, like I said, so once she left the house, he playing on his phone, he playing online poker, I'm sure with her damn money. Then he he pulls out the laptop. He said, yeah, she got this laptop, and I really appreciate that she did this for me, and I'm learning so much with this technology, and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. She done changed the password. He was like, see, she done changed the password, so something ain't right. Something ain't right. I knew something was going on. She done changed the password on me. She done changed the password on me. He said, I'm going to go find what's going on, and I know it's something with her dresser, because every time I get close to the dresser, she get nervous. So I'm going to go find out what's going on. There's something going on with that dresser. So he finds an old phone of hers in the dresser that got pictures, old pictures of her in, I'm not even going to call that lingerie. I'm going to just say she had on a sports bra and some granny panties. It didn't even look, listen. I would rather y'all have not shown me the picture and let me use my imagination to show me that picture. Like, So now Jeff got it in his head that Anisa is sending these pictures to somebody he don't know, and Anisa is sending these pictures to her friend. What's the dude what's his name? I'll forget his name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Her friend. Now he's convinced that her and the old boy got a relationship, and that he's been cheating on her, and he's been messing around with other women, and this, that, and the other. Jeff, let me tell you something. You do not get to be mad at all about anything that Anisa has done in the last 12 years that y'all, 11 years that y'all have been quote unquote dating, because you left that woman hanging not once, but twice. Not once, but twice. You left that woman hanging. So if she want to talk to 4-5 other inmates, she is more than welcome to talk to 4-5 other inmates. Like, you don't have no right to be mad about it. Now, if it's the other friend, that might be a bit much, because that's disrespectful to invite somebody into your home, and then you've been messing with him. Now, that's a little disrespectful if it's him. But anybody else, she got every right in the world to do whatever she want to do with anybody else she want to do it with. So then we see her out buying the flowers for the wedding for her friends. Her friend was like, well, what's the budget for the wedding? She was like, $200. She was like, $200? She said, well, yeah, Jeff's been spending so much money since he's been home. And she said, well, how much has he spent? She said, about $9,000. So her friend is like, okay, cut the card off. She said, well, it's my debit card. I can't cut it off. She was like, yes, you can. Like, what? What are you talking about? Like, you can call the bank and cancel the card at any point in time, get them to send you a new card and put it only in your name. She said, well, I didn't give it to him the first time. He went in my purse and took it out. Oh, so he stole it, because that's what that's called. That's stealing. Just because y'all live in the same house, just because y'all in a relationship, it doesn't mean that he had permission to use your card. So you literally just said on national TV that man stole your credit card, your debit card, and been charging up on it. I still don't understand why you ain't cut it off. If you ain't want him to have it, cut it off. So somewhere deep in your mind, you wanted him to have it. Okay? Whatever. So they get back to the house, and she moping around, and Jeff is like, you got something you need to tell me? You got something you need to tell me? She was like, do you have something you need to tell me? Do you have something you need to tell me? So she finally blurts it out about knowing about the baby. Well, who told you that? Who the hell? Jeff, who the hell else told her? You only told one other person that she know, as far as we know. You told one other person. Her friend. So, coincidentally, old boy was coming over with his wife at the same time that Jeff and Anisa were having this whole moment where Anisa was confronting him about the baby. So now Jeff is pissed. And Jeff is like, oh, I'm going to fight him. Oh, there he go. That's him pulling up. Oh, I'm about to whoop his ass. I'm about to whoop his ass. I'm about to whoop his ass. Baby, did y'all see that clip about the way Jeff ran up on him? Did y'all see how the way... Did y'all see how way Jeff... Y'all... And y'all know I thought something was funny. Why he was calling that man a cracker? I said, see, the same way we throw that N-word around, he called that man a cracker. I was like, aren't you, by definition, aren't you one too? So next time somebody say, why do black people call each other the N-word, just be like, well, white people do it too. They call each other cracker. Because he was calling him all kinds of crackers, okay? So then he rolled up on old boy, and he does actually whoop. I mean, for like a 2-second ass whooping, he gave it to him. It was like 2 to the body, 3 to the head, and now his friend talking about some. Okay, well, I'm gonna shoot him between the eye. I guess that's what happens when people lose in a fight. Hand-to-hand combat. It is what it is. But I guess that's what happens when people lose in the fight. Now all of a sudden, he want to come back with a gun, and of course the producers are like, no, just go home, just be no, don't do this. So he ends up leaving. Jeff goes back in the house. Now he mad, talking about something. I was getting ready to tell you in 5 minutes. I was going to tell you. Sir, you've been living in my house for a whole month and did not find time to tell me. But just coincidentally, the 5 minutes before I confronted you with the information, you was going to tell me. Boy, bye. Now, what he said, the way it happened, makes sense about how the way it happened. What he said was that when he got to the halfway house, she had got him a phone. He went on Facebook. He set his Facebook up, and then somebody reached out to him and was like, yo, I think you got a kid, yada, yada, yada. Because let me tell you something. The first time, because I ain't lying, when I first signed up for my Facebook account, all sorts of people popped up that I forgot I even knew, okay? People from high school, college, acquaintances, social groups. Like, I was like, damn. So I could believe that he signed up for Facebook and all of a sudden somebody he ain't thought about in 18 years popped up and was like, you got a baby. But again, what was the big deal in telling Anisa? Like, what's the big deal? Anyway, child, there's that. And again, with them, I think they ended up, I think Jeff back in jail too now. But again, who's surprised by that? Again, according to Amber, had an update this week. I think Jeff might be out now, but him and Anisa aren't together. I think is the latest update I saw. All right, Nicole. Let me hurry up, y'all. I'm. This is getting too long. Lisa and Stan. Listen. So Lisa and Stan, they are doing their thing. I told y'all, Stan and Lisa are a business arrangement. So I'm not concerned about anything that the other one is doing. Stan had to take his paperwork down to the dealership to show his proof of income because, he retired. So he has to show that he does have money coming in. And, of course, he's going through his damn portfolio with her, showing her his stocks, bonds, dividends, and some more stuff. Then he leaves her alone in his house where he has, like, priceless baseball memorabilia. Like he has, and she's literally Googling it while like she's like, oh my God, she's got a card signed by so-and-so, $73,000. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Like literally on his wall, he probably had about $200,000 worth of baseball memorabilia just hanging on his wall. That didn't include the Babe Ruth signed baseball and the other memorabilia that he has going on. Let me explain something to you. I don't know nobody that well to leave in my house where I got $200,000 worth of shit just hanging on my wall. It ain't probably my mama and my daddy, and that's it. And I think I would keep my cameras on watching them leave the house. Okay? No, I'm just joking. But I'm saying, like, you don't even know this woman, and you, like, it's one thing to say, okay, I'm in love, whatever, but I'm sorry. You too old for that. And she's on the phone texting somebody. We find out later that she is involved in a relationship with a woman. And basically, Lisa is going to stay around as long as it's good to her. As long as the checks that he's paying the bills, as long as he's doing what he said he was going to do. She don't mind playing dominatrix every couple of days down in that dungeon. She is fine with it. Remember, they don't even share bedrooms. So when they get done playing down in the basement, she don't even have to sleep with this man, okay? So he said that he done paid $3,200 in tickets off for her. He done bought her a car. It sounds like he's paying for the car outright because the car, his friend took him down to the dealership, and his friend was like, well, how much money? He was like, oh, about $12,000. And Lisa was like, well, he done spent about $13,000 on me. I feel like he paid for that car. I don't feel like he put a down payment on that car, and she has to now make payments. Because from what? From what is she going to make payments? So then they invite her brother and her godmother over, I guess, to meet Stan. Now, the brother mad because he felt some kind of way about Stan throwing her stuff out on the front lawn. As a brother should be. As a brother should be. Baby, they showed up to the house. Stan said, I am not taking out my good china and I am not using up my good groceries. We're going to go down here and we're going to get these Stouffer's, fried chicken wings, the hot wings that you could just put in the oven. And I don't even know what the other stuff was on that plate, but I saw them hot wings that they just poured out on that damn cookie sheet and put in the oven for 20 minutes. I said, you know what, Stan? I ain't mad at you either. You couldn't even get you an Uber Eats to deliver some Popeye's chicken. You said we just going to use these big old Tyson's, hot wings or whatever. So, y'all, this is getting too long. Why am I talking so much? Anyway, so the brother put Stan on notice and let Stan know, listen, I don't really appreciate, how things went down with my sister, okay? And basically, don't let it happen again. And Stan was like, well, I understand. I mean, you her brother. That's what you're supposed to do. But, we're in a good place now. I think we're good. I think life is good now. You don't have to worry about that again. And I appreciate it because you're right. You're her brother. That's how you supposed to be. Now, I don't know if they on Love After Lockup or not. And I don't remember seeing no big update with them. But I feel like Lisa going to be around as long as the money is. They said she still got her little friend on the side, and her and Stan are still making it work, child, whatever. So then Rachel and Dougie. Oh Lord. So Rachel found out that Doug cheated on her. Rachel found out that Doug had a whole nother woman that he's been messing with since before he even met Rachel. Now, again, if you follow a lot of these spoiler social medias, then you know that was already out there. She said they got into it. She said, and shouts out to sisters making it happen. Dougie had told Rachel that he was going over one of his boys' house, and the wife of that dude reached out to Rachel and told her what was up. And she said, do with this information what you want, but if it were me in your shoes, I would want somebody to tell me. So shouts out to her, and shouts out to Rachel for not blaming the messenger and taking the information where it needed to be addressed. Now, it looks like her and Dougie got into a huge argument. He punched out the cabinets in her house and told her that he hit the cabinets rather than hit her, like he was doing her a favor. And then he ended up moving out. He took little Dougie with him, cleaned the house, took his stuff or whatever, and he moved out. Rachel seems to be resolved to end the relationship. She said, that she's filing for divorce, and she was like, and I ain't never put him on none of my bank accounts or anything like that, so I don't have to worry about the money piece of it. But she said, I really do love and miss little Dougie, and I feel for little Dougie. And it sounded like the last thing she said was that she was going to pursue trying to get custody of him again. Which will be interesting, but it sounds like that might be the best place for that little boy to be honest with you. Then we saw Dougie's side of it, and basically Dougie was like, yeah, I cheated on her. Yeah, I had a connection with this woman, and my connection with her just was bigger than my connection with Rachel. I really tried to make it happen. I really tried, to do the right thing as it relates to Rachel, but I just wasn't ready to settle down. I got out of jail and I wanted to still be out and do my thing. Like, I just wasn't ready for the responsibility. You weren't ready to grow the fuck up. You wanted to still be out, party. You wanted to do what you wanted to do, when you wanted to do, and how you wanted to do it. You was good being a convict. Okay, moving on. Last but not least, listen, I had to save them for the end. Deontay and Nicole. Let me tell y'all something. So Nicole and Tia did not have sex. Not because Nicole said maybe this isn't the right thing to do, but because Nicole was too damn drunk and thought that she was going to get sick if they actually got into anything that was too deep. So Tia says, listen, I think I'm going to stay another night. It sounds like Nicole kind of told Tia what was up with Deontay. Because remember, Tia knew who Deontay was from back when they were in jail together. So Tia says, listen, I'm going to hang out here for a little while longer. I think I'm going to stay another night. So you can either stay with me tonight or you can do what you need to do with Deontay. But I'm just letting you know what's up. And so Nicole was like, well, let me go talk to him. But, can you take me? I'm going to say what I got to say and then I'm coming back with you. Tia was like, okay, cool. Now, let's peep something. Tia was in that whole nice little BMW, but did you peep the car seat in the back seat? So I feel like that car was borrowed from a family member or something like that, and she didn't even give a damn enough to take that car seat out of the back seat. She was like, I don't, listen, she probably like me. You know how hard it is to get them damn car seats in and out the car and set up properly? Ain't nobody got time for all of that. So I feel like she was like, I'm just going to leave that car seat back there and oh well. So I don't know who the car seat belonged to. So Tia takes Nicole down to the little spot where they're going to talk to Deontay. Now, when they got there, it was daytime. By the time Deontay showed up, it was nighttime. And Nicole was like, Deontay is late, and I feel like he's doing this on purpose. He's doing this on purpose. If I was Deontay, I'd have done it on purpose too. But y'all asses was still sitting there. So clearly production was like, oh, y'all going to film this scene. Y'all gonna film this scene. I don't know how long it's gonna take Deontay to get here, but you're gonna film this scene. Mind you, Tia is waiting the whole time. It'd be one thing if Tia wasn't waiting. Tia is waiting the whole damn time. So Deontay finally shows up. And Deontay was like, so, Nicole, did you forget that I follow you on social media? Because you legit was posted up on social media in bed with Tia last night. So I know where you were last night. So the night before you was with Zach. Last night you was with Tia. Now you here talking to me. What the fuck is really going on? And here's the best up thing about that whole situation. Deontay, you was the only one that didn't get none. Like, I would have felt a little bit better if you got you some. You ain't get none. Like, you at least could have got your little piece. You ain't getting nothing. So, Nicole is talking to Deontay. They arguing, going back and forth. Deontay was like, you think I'm just stupid? You know, you all over social media. And Nicole was like, I know you see my social media. So, duh. Like, nothing happened. We were just hanging out. She's just my friend. So, Tia rolls up. Let me tell you something. Tia get the MVP award for this whole damn episode. Tia rolled up. And I was like, oh, this is about to be ugly. I thought Tia was going to have an attitude because she had been sitting there waiting. She had a little drink in her hand. I said, Tia about to go off. Tia sat down and Tia was like, hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. I'm Tia. Deontay was like, where the fuck did she come from? Like is Zach behind the counter? Like, what's going on? But baby, Tia said, Deontay was like, do you know who I am? She was like, She said, she talked about you in jail. Like, you know, I remember your picture. She said, as a matter of fact, you're a handsome guy. She said, you look better in person than you do in your pictures. He said, thank you. You're a handsome gentleman yourself. Y'all, Tia looked like, all right, I'm going to let that one slide. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to let that one slide. But that thing was funny to me. So, that thing was funny to me. So, Tia said, listen, I don't want Nicole. I don't even want her. Like, that's not even what's going on here. And Deontay was like, well, what happened? Y'all was out last night. She said, ain't nothing go down. Nothing happened. He said, y'all ain't kissing nothing. And Tia was like, nope, we ain't kissed. We didn't do nothing. She said, listen, I want y'all to resolve what y'all need to resolve. I want y'all to deal with what y'all need to deal with. Now, she told production, yeah, I lied a little bit. But I feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for the guy. So, yeah, I lied a little bit. I said, I kind of feel sorry for him too. So I understand, Tia. I can appreciate the fact that you did that. Okay. So Tia says to Nicole, can I talk to you for a minute? So Tia pulled Nicole aside and Tia was like, Nicole, listen, you need to tell him what's up. Like, what do you want? And she was like, I don't know what I want. I mean, I like you both. Oh my God, why do I have to make a decision? And Tia was like, listen, you gotta tell him something. Like, this isn't right. You can't just string him along like that. Like, that's not fair to him. It's really not fair to me. She was like, at the end of the day, you know I don't play that. Like, you know I wouldn't let you do me the way you doing him. And it's wrong. Like, you need to make a decision. You need to talk to him and you need to tell him. She said, and if you want to be with him, be with him. Like, I'm good either way. But if you don't want to be with him, you need to go and talk to him and you need to tell him what's up. You need to be honest. You need to make a decision and you need to be honest. She was like, but I'm going to be over there at the bar. What? Y'all figure this out. I'm going to be at the bar. So Nicole goes, you know, she sits by herself. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. So then she goes over to Deontay and basically she tells Deontay that she basically just wants to have an open relationship. Like, I want to date both of y'all. He was like, yeah, that's not going to work for me. No, you don't get to, be with me when she not around, and then when she around, you don't want to be. No, we not playing that game. And I'm like, kudos, Deontay. Kudos to you for that. Okay. So finally, he was like, listen, Nicole, I wish you a good life, but I'm gonna get off this train. This is crazy, and I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with this. I'm jumping off this train. The best to you and Tia, and I'm out of here. So next thing you know, we see Deontay with his friend. Now I'm thinking that they about to, they got this whole coffin made. And I'm thinking that they about to put like what's left, like whatever stuff he had bought for Nicole or different things, letters and pictures and all of that. I thought that's what they was getting ready to burn. And because you saw it in the previews that he burned something and it was going off into the sea. I'm thinking that's what it is. Y'all, it was that damn sex toy. It was Nicole Jr. He said, I don't have no use for her anymore because I'm about to go get me the real thing. Sir, I could have lived without knowing you had it. I could have lived without seeing it. And I damn sure could have lived without seeing you burn it. Okay? Anyway, that's what it is, y'all. Like I said, Nicole and Deontay, their story is on Life After Lockup. So we're going to see more of them too. Britney and Ray on Life After Lockup. I think. I'm not sure who else is on Life After Lockup, but I know those two couples are. And then, of course, we're going to get our little OGs coming back next week. So, we'll be back next week, child. But that was the season finale. It was a 2-hour finale. That's probably why my review was so long. But let me know what y'all think, and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.